Hi, I'm Doris with the X-Block Ruler Template, and we're here today at the Fat Quarter Shop. And this is my assistant Joy, and we're going to show you how to use a striped fabric with our X-Block and Basic templates.
So when I first started using the X-Blocks template, I started looking at my fabric stash in a totally different way, and it was really exciting. So today I want to show you what you can do with a striped fabric. So this is like the ultimate cheater quilt because you're just using one fabric, but it looks like you've done crazy piecing, but super, super easy. So I've just taken a half a yard of fabric here. The quilt that's hanging behind me is actually 2 yards of fabric, and I used every little bit of it. So I will show you how I did that. So for just demonstration purposes, I have a half yard of fabric here, and I'm going to take a look at my repeat. I have about a 5-inch repeat. You don't want to do anything less than a 5-inch repeat because you'll get a nice variety inside your block. But basically all you're going to do is find a stripe here that you can use as your reference point. And you'll just choose one of the lines on your X-Block template to line up every single time. So for instance, you see these little green boxes that we have here with the black stripe across the top? Well, I'm going to use one of my lines here. I'm actually going to use the top line, and that is where I'm going to line my template up in order to cut my blocks. Now you see my logo is right side up, so I'm starting with my right side up units. So now I'm just going to cut. We're going to cut all the way around, rotate it up so that you're not cutting improperly. Line that back up so that that dark line is on your green square, right above your green square. Okay, looks good. So I'm going to make that last cut. So there's my unit. Now I just need one more of these. So we're going to cut one more, and then I'm going to turn it to the other side because now I need an upside down unit. So now we're going to turn our template over, and we're going to line up on one of those dark lines underneath the solid line, just like I did with the template right side up. But right now I have to play around with it to make sure that I have the exact same design. So I'm going to take my right side up unit and lay it right next to my template to make sure that when I cut this, it's the mirror image. And it looks like I've got it lined up pretty well there. So now I'm going to take this away and I'm just going to cut. This is a great technique for those of you that are designers that want to do your own thing. And it works beautifully with border stripes, anything that you might want to fussy cut. So now we can put those two blocks together just like this, and we have a mirror image. So now I'm just repeating this. I need 2 units upside down and 2 units right side up. What I like to do when I'm making this is I'll grab 2 yards of a striped fabric, and I'll start on one end and cut all my right side ups, and then I'll go to the other end and cut all my upside down units. So now I have everything I need to make this block. So now that you've seen how to cut and sew together your main block, I'm going to show you how to use up every little scrap of this stripe. You see in my border here, I've got some little zigzags, and so what I've used is the mini 6.5 ruler. So the larger squares here are made with the 6.5 X-Block, and these in the side are made with the 6.5 mini. 4 of the 6.5 minis sewn together equals 1 of the 6.5 blocks cut out. So mathematically, they all work together. So you'll see here on my piece of fabric that I've got left, I have a little chunk in between where I cut all my 6.5 inch blocks. Now you're going to have this on the other side of your fabric as well, where you're cutting upside down. It's just going to be in reverse. So here I'm going to take my X Block Mini and I'm going to set it in there inside that little block, and I'm going to cut. And so all of these little chunks are going to be identical because you've cut the identical block. So here is my little piece that's going to go into my border. And you're just going to keep cutting all the way down in between all of your blocks. And you'll even have some room down at the edges. At your selvage, you'll have some room to put a mini in there. So use up your fabric. Use every little bit. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that this is going to make you look at your fabric stash a little differently. Look at those stripes a little differently. Even border stripes, panels, you could do just about anything with the X Block. It just adds a little bit of creativity to a ho-hum stripe. Make sure to watch all our videos on the Fat Quarter Shop YouTube channel.